that was like the downside of living in a suburb, because it was our house and my parents' house around the corner that had Biden signs, and we have a pride flag and we have a Black Lives Matter sign on our lawn, and our neighbors stopped talking to us. And then things started to get violent in different ways. I mean, even the insurrection that happened. Um, we're in a political climate, regardless of the fact that Joe Biden won, still, that people hate us because we exist around them.
President Biden overturning President Trump's policy that aimed to ban transgender troops from service.
The U.S. is still grappling with how to process the tragic attack on the Capitol earlier this month.
Immunizing the global population against COVID-19 presents an unprecedented challenge.
Oh, what do you think
that happened in the news the past week
surprised me the most, and why?
Surprised you?
New president!
Oh, well, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
What's most upsetting is that there is this lack of surprise now. Like, I got home from tutoring and there was an insurrection happening at our Capitol.
You know how my mom never cries?
Yeah.
She cried when she heard that the Capitol was taken over, because she said she never felt so unsafe in her life. She's like, I mean, as a Black woman, I felt unsafe so many times, but this is so scary. And my mom never cries, never. I've seen her cry twice in my life.
Right, that fucked you up. You're still processing that. I think a lot of us are still processing that. Okay, you'll do good this. What do you think scares me the most about the world this week? And which advice do you have to help me feel safe?
I think you are afraid for your kids. I think you worry about what that's going to look like, the conversations that you have to have with them, the things that they will be exposed to, the experiences and that they will have in this world, being biracial, right?
So accurate, yeah.
I don't know that I necessarily have any like words for you or anything to tell you that like is going to make you feel safe, because it's fucked up. It isn't safe. It doesn't feel safe, and no part of it does. And you can insulate them and you can surround them with great experiences and great people and a great school and good family and like all those things. And it still one day is going to touch them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the only control that you have, or the only thing you can do to offset that, is what you instill in them.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hesitant to tell me this week?
I guess I just wish we could hang out more. That we could get together. I mean, with COVID, that changes everything. Let's be honest. Like, I mean, I work with people all the time. Sometimes people who have COVID, so like it's hard for me just to get together with you because you're isolated. Like I have to be in, the hospitals and stuff. Like so, like in your, you're in your house. So I feel bad like going to see you and stuff. If I know that I saw somebody yesterday who tested COVID positive or something.
Recently, when have you been the most worried for me and why?
Oh, that's really easy. When you had COVID-19. Yeah.
I feel like only now, John and I are kind of really lifting our heads up, really, and finally feeling better. Finally.
Almost a year later.
Took a long time. As the months went on, like April, we're climbing out of it and we're like, I think we're okay. And then like May, it's like, no, still not feeling that great. And then June, it's like, I think we're okay. And then July, it's like, but I still can't taste or smell anything. And then August, it was just like.
Endless. Yeah. Just the gift that kept on giving. Yeah. That's not acceptable here. Like 700 was like, right, that's it. Shut it down. Lock it all, and obviously the devastation economically and people's jobs and the mental health issues that have come out of it. Like there's a lot of fallout, but, it's that versus, people are dying, hospitals are overwhelmed and, what is the toll on the mental health of the people who are having to deal with that every day. Like, swings and roundabouts. I don't know the answer, but, it feels like when you've come out the other side of that, that probably what they did was the right thing to do.
I think the fear too with like, right, being in a pandemic and, the election drama and then, what happened on Capitol Hill right before the inauguration, it's a shared experience with the world, right? I mean, the world is in this pandemic. It's a shared experience, right? What we are uncovering, the scab that you talked about, like in the Capitol Hill, everyone saw that. And so I guess I was hopeful, like as horrible as this has been, is we can't keep piling this on without everyone being like, this is enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so that wasn't enough. It's like, you guys, people think that shit was okay. Like, how are we all not like, okay, what do we have to do? You know what I mean? So I think that's where my fear comes of like, how many more deaths? What's the death? Who, you know what I mean? What's the number? Who's the person where enough people will be like, it's not okay, or the right people, you know what I mean? And with the right power at the right time, or have the right words, whatever needs, you know what I mean? Whatever's needed at that moment. I'm fearful that our moment is just won't happen until more pain comes,
We can handle it, and we have so many other people behind us that like we will get through it no matter what. It'll all be okay.
We're lucky in that sense too, because I remember the first time that you asked me, like with tears in your eyes, if we should take the pride flag down from our shed in the backyard. I said no. But then I texted my dad about it, and my dad, who is, in his 50s, straight white man, living in the same area that we are, I said that you were worried about keeping our pride flag up. And he said, to bring it to his house because he doesn't have anything to lose. And he's very proud of both of us. I love my dad, but
I love him too.
yeah, I think we're very lucky to have people that support us and want to protect us. And even though we are in a neighborhood full of people that really don't share the same views as us, I'm happy that around the corner we have my mom and my dad who love us and would do anything for us, and are glad that we are who we are.